This is a fourth stimulus check and stimulus program update. I'll give you the latest details regarding the fourth stimulus check, and I get asked the question all the time, who is eligible for the $2,000 per month stimulus check? I'm going to share with you the exact eligibility requirements according to the bill so you know if it includes you or not. I'll go over some other stimulus programs, including the $50,000 student loan forgiveness, how Mitt Romney has a new proposal to cancel student loan debt. We'll go over the federal minimum wage raise. I'll go over some other stimulus programs, then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. If you appreciate these straight to the point updates, then hit the like button down below. So I want to get your opinion on this first. Pfizer CEO says that the third COVID vaccine dose is likely to be needed within 12 months. So if you're fully vaccinated, you got your 2 shots, you're probably going to have to get a third shot so that you're fully protected. And this may not just be this year. It may have to be an annual thing. So annual COVID-19 boosters may become the norm. The reason why is because it doesn't seem like COVID is going away anytime soon. Now, the big question here is that the UK variant has become the most dominant COVID strain in the US, according to the CDC. But the Pfizer biotech COVID-19 vaccine is less effective against the South African and UK variants compared to the original virus, according to a study in Israel. So that means is that if the Pfizer vaccine isn't covering the new strains, does that mean we're going to have to constantly be taking 2 to 3 vaccines every single year? Is there an alternative to this? Are you comfortable with this? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, let's cover stimulus programs. So President Biden is approaching his 100th day in office. Republicans admit that they're having difficulties in attacking his agenda, and there's been a lot of empty promises so far that I was hoping President Biden would cover. For example, the $200 increase for monthly Social Security checks and anyone who gets Social Security, there has been no mention of that in his first 100 days, which is kind of sad. There's the $15,000 first-time homebuyer credit, the expansion of child tax credit being permanent, as well as a lot of other stimulus programs I'm going to cover on this channel, not just the fourth stimulus check. Subscribe if you want to know the latest with that. Another big promise he made is the forgive a minimum of $10,000 of federal student loans per person. Now, he hasn't really mentioned that. He says he's still in support of it, but there are some other senators who want more than that. So Chuck Schumer says that debt is just up to people's necks, and he wants President Biden to forgive $50,000 in student loan debt via executive order, just with a flick of the pen. So what he says is that, so we are here to ask President with a flick of a pen to eliminate $50,000 in student debt for every student who has it. Now, Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, they've been on a big campaign over the last few weeks of saying that they want $50,000 in student loan forgiven. Here is a counter to this from a Republican Senator Burr saying why this may not be the best idea.
Finally, the promise of canceling mass amounts of student loan creates a significant moral hazard. When borrowers take out student loans from the federal government, there's an expectation that that loan will be repaid. When the government relieves or forgives that expectation for borrowers, this creates a new expectation that future borrowers will receive the same treatment. So in 2 years, we would expect to see another massive pile of debt and a whole new group of students demanding forgiveness. Therefore, students and institutions will change their behavior and make riskier choices because they expect that they will never have to repay these loans. So we know what will happen if we cancel tens of thousands of dollars worth of student loans for individual borrowers. What will stop schools from raising tuition and digging an even deeper hole?
Let me know what you think about that counter argument against canceling student loan debt. Will colleges just raise the prices and take more risk in trying to get more money out of it? Is it a good idea, bad idea? Let me know your thoughts on that. Personally, I think that canceling student loan debt will help a lot of people, but it is not the solution to the problem. Personally, we've had student loan debts. My wife had over 6 figures of student loan debt, and we know that how much it could affect someone's life. So we didn't buy a house, we didn't buy a second car because of student loans. We wanted to get rid of that first. I remember just having one car, having to take my 1-year-old and 6-year-old at the time into the car because my wife is a nurse. She has to be at work at 6:30. We would drive all the way to work, and then I would take the kids into the car while they're sleeping, drop my wife off to work, get back around 7 a.m. and then take each kid out of the car one by one. We were living in a townhouse, so we didn't have a garage or anything or a driveway. We had to actually walk down the parking lot. So I definitely know the struggles of student loan debt and how it could affect other parts of your life. There's another solution to this. So Kyrsten Sinema and Mitt Romney are proposing a bill to tackle student loan debt. So Kyrsten Sinema, Democrat, Mitt Romney, Republican, but they're more centrist. They're more in the middle. So it's called the Earn to Learn Act, which will allow low-income students to pay for college-related expenses through a college-matched saving program. So what they say is we must do better to ensure American students have the skills and training necessary to pursue good-paying jobs that keep up with our changing economy. Our legislation will help students pursue their education by equipping them with the financial resources and knowledge they need to attend college, career, and technical schools without the burden of being saddled with debt when they graduate. So how it works is you'll get a savings account that allows participating states or nonprofits to give an extra $8 to every $1 a student puts into the account. So basically, you put $1 in, and then you could get up to $8 back from either the state or a nonprofit. And then by the time you get out of college, hopefully you're debt-free because that money will pay off all of those bills. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. I think wealthier families or students could, save up a lot and definitely take advantage of that 8-to-1 ratio. My concern are poorer families, lower income families who may not have enough money to put into that savings account. But let me know your thoughts on that. Mitt Romney and Kyrsten Sinema are working on another proposal too. So they want to raise the minimum wage. Now their proposal is they want to raise it to $11 per hour, most likely over the next 4 years. We don't have all the details yet, but it looks like the $15 minimum wage raise is most likely dead. We haven't heard anything about that since it wasn't allowed in the American Rescue Plan. If anything comes up with that, we'll probably find out, but so far this is just the beginning stages, but it looks like $11 per hour is how much the minimum wage will be raised. Let me know down in the comments below. Is this a good amount? Is this a start? Should it be more? Should it be 15? Or is 11 good enough, so businesses won't go out of business? Or should it be more to help out lower income people, pay for their bills? I'm really curious about your thoughts on that. It's a very touchy subject. Next, let's talk about how Vice President Harris unveils the largest child care investment in U.S. history. So this is going to be $39 billion to help daycare stay afloat, to open up or stay open during this past year of COVID. Here is more of Vice President Harris talking about this program.
In fact, about 2 million women have been forced to leave the workforce, many due to child care challenges. And number 4, children lose the safe, nurturing learning environment that they need to grow. The strength of our country, the resilience of our economy, depends on the affordability and availability of child care. Today, we are enrolling $39 billion and announcing $39 billion that will go to states and tribes and territories. These funds will help child care centers and family child care providers to reopen or stay open by helping to cover rent or mortgage payments, utility, and insurance payments. They will help providers as they take the steps needed to provide safe and healthy learning environments, including purchasing masks, improving ventilation, and making other changes that allow for physical distancing. These funds will also help providers keep people on the payroll or rehire those who have been laid off. All told, with these funds, states can help hundreds of thousands of providers, serving more than 5 million children.
Let me know what you think about this new $39 billion program introduced by Vice President Harris. Is this a good idea? Is this going to help more families? I think with more families able to put their kids in daycare, if daycare is completely covered, then both parents could work, get better jobs, work more, provide more money for the family. But let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the 4th stimulus check. Is a 4th relief payment actually coming? At this point, we don't know, but there's more and more information on this coming out on a daily basis, so I'm going to share with you whatever I find. So I'm going to go over the fourth stimulus check eligibility. First, a nonprofit sees additional payments as vital. So what's happening here is the Economic Security Project is calling for a fourth and fifth stimulus check, saying that 1 year of stimulus checks lifted Americans out of poverty during the pandemic, and as it turns out, direct cash payments do indeed work. They go on to say that cash has been the leading force in reducing poverty during one of the deepest recessions in modern history, and is one of the only policies that can narrow persistent imbalances in poverty, income, and wealth between Americans. Also goes on to say that evidence from the last year shows stimulus checks to be the fastest and most impactful investments helping Americans get through this crisis, lifting more people out of poverty than any other single policy. And then they cite the poll, I mentioned this the other day, that there are 65% of Americans in support of the recurring $2,000 payment. Now, when it comes to the $2,000 payment, this is one of them. We have two of them going around right now. This is from Representative Rashida Tlaib and Pramila Jayapal, talking about $2,000 per month and then $1,000 per month after the pandemic is over. This is the fact sheet. In yesterday's video, I went over the actual bill, the actual proposal that is in Congress, and shared some details there. This is the fact sheet. I wanted to share eligibility, so I got a lot of questions. Who is eligible for these recurring stimulus checks? This is it right here in black and white. I like to show you everything exactly from the source, show you the facts. This way there's no misconceptions. I don't like the videos where people just talk, because I want to see the facts, I want to see the articles. Subscribe to the channel if you appreciate how everything I'm saying comes from facts. I'm sharing clips and the actual inserts of where it's coming from. So here it is right here. So basically they want every person to get it, and the eligibility is for dependents. So a couple with 2 children would receive 4 times $2,000. So that would be $8,000 in total per month. So this would be every person, including child dependents, you would get $2,000 per month there. Then it also says non-citizens, including undocumented people, permanent residents, and temporary visitors whose stay exceeds 3 months. Let me know what you think about that. I got a lot of questions and concerns about that. So this would include non-citizens, including undocumented people. Do you think they should be able to get the $2,000 per month stimulus check as well, or should they not get it? Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, it's saying individuals who do not have a bank account, social security number, or permanent address. So this means people without a social security number would be able to get the stimulus check as well. And then also people living in unincorporated territories or protectorates, and Americans living abroad. So this would be places, I guess, like Guam and other territories of the US. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. They really do want to include every person. Should it include all these categories of people? Should it be more targeted? Should it be broad like this? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. As I find out more information on the fourth stimulus check, I'll definitely keep you updated. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. If you want me to answer your question, type the word question, ask your question. I'll try to get to it in the next video. Tim Sinkler asks, are people on Social Security get the child tax credit? Thank you for the wonderful job you do. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for the support, Tim. To answer your question, people on Social Security are eligible to get that child tax credit of either $250 a month or $300 a month. As long as you have a qualifying child that you're claiming on your taxes, then yes, you can get that credit, regardless of being on Social Security. Next comes from Christy Orvin. How do I apply for student loan forgiveness? So at this point, there is no portal or program yet for student loan forgiveness. I guess they're still trying to figure out the number, whether it's $10,000 or $50,000. It seems like there's a lot more support for $50,000, but at this point, there is no way to apply for that program yet because it doesn't yet exist. It hasn't been either signed through executive order or voted on through Congress. Next question comes from Diana Rennie. Is Georgia doing a stimulus? So Georgia had a tax credit that they were giving. It was double the tax credit compared to other states. I think it was sort of like a thank you for all the Georgians voting in the Democrats in the Senate, but they don't have their own stimulus checks at least, but they have other programs too, rental assistance, as well as all the other states. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you one of my favorite secrets. Adults don't know everything. So I don't too. I know I'm really smart, but I don't really know as much things. You don't know as much things, but we're all gonna learn. I promise. If you keep on working every day, I can, and we all can, and we can all be really smart. And we can all be really smart.
Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate these updates, hit the like button and share this information with someone. Share this video with someone who you think could benefit from this type of information. Trying my best, doing hours of research every day so I could give you the latest news in a fast-paced, fact-based way. If you want to watch more stimulus updates, get caught up on other things that I've mentioned, you can click this link down here. Or if you want to, check out my other YouTube channel. It's Wise Vibes, all about inspiration and motivation, and it's my way of trying to add more positivity on YouTube. You could click this video over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.